Myself, Mr. H.T. Mate, Department of Botany, RBNB College, Sri Rampur. Today, we are going to study T.Y.B.Sc Botany, and from this the paper first, that is the plant life and utilization, second. And the number of the paper is BO 121, and from this the topic, that is the gymnosperm. Today, we are going to study the TS of a leaflet of the Cycas revoluta. So this is the outline of the leaflet of the Cycas revoluta. Now at the center there is the midvein, that is the midrib, and from both the side there are the wings of the lip lamina, and they are inwardly directed. So this is the wing, this is also the wing, and at the center there is the midvein or the midrib. Now at the center there is the midvein, and in the midvein region, from upper surface and lower surface, there is the mechanical tissue. That mechanical tissue is called as the sclerenchyma, and that layer is called as the hypodermis. But before this, from external side, the complete TS is get covered by the cuticle. Now this is the xerophytic character of this plant. Now inside this there is the upper epidermis. It is a single layered. And at the same time there is the lower epidermis. This lower epidermis is also single layered. Upper epidermis is intact, but lower epidermis is get ruptured, or it has the stomata, and the type of stomata is sunken. That means they are developed in a small pit. So such type of stomata are called as the sunken stomata. This is also the xerophytic character of this particular plant. Now in between this upper and lower epidermis, there is the mesophyll tissue, and here again this mesophyll tissue is get differentiated into the two parts. The tissue which is toward the upper side, that means toward just below the upper epidermis, it is called as the palisade. So this is the palisade tissue. Now inside this, or just above the lower epidermis, there is another mesophyll tissue, and that mesophyll tissue is called as the spongy. So here the mesophyll tissue is get differentiated into the two parts, that is upper palisade and lower spongy. Now from entire upper surface, that means just below the upper surface, there is the mechanical tissue. It is called as the sclerenchyma, and that layer is called as the hypodermis. Now this hypodermis layer, the cells are sclerenchymatous. That means there is a deposition of lignin, etc., and it gives the strength and rigidity to this lip lamina or leaflet. Now at the center there is a vascular bundle, and the type of vascular bundle is conjoined, collateral, and open. Now vascular bundle shows the xylem toward the upper surface and phloem toward the lower surface, and in between these two there is the cambium. Now in the xylem again there is this part is called as the centripetal xylem, and toward the lower side or at the center there is the centripetal xylem, and from the lower surface there is the phloem, and in between this xylem and phloem there is the cambium. Now from this vascular bundle, now they are developed another type of a tissue. That tissue is called as the transfusion tissue. Now this tissue is called as the transfusion tissue. It is important for the conduction of water, mineral, etc. Now this transfusion tissue is from this side also and from this side also. It is important for the conduction of water, mineral, etc. Now this vascular bundle has the bundle sheath is also there. Now only in the midrib region, from lower side, there is again the mechanical tissue, and this mechanical tissue is called as the sclerenchyma, and that layer is called as the hypodermis. Now this is the just outline. This is the outline of the TS of leaflet of the Cycas. Now we are going to study the cellular details of this structure. That means the internal morphology in detail. Now this is the TS of a Cycas revoluta leaflet. Now again this is the outline, and these are all the cellular details. Now again here the external layer is the cuticle. Now this cuticle is present from upper surface and also from the lower surface. And from upper surface there is the upper epidermis. It is a single layered. Cells are compactly arranged and there are no stomata are present. But again the same structure is there from the lower side, and it is called as the lower epidermis. Now this lower epidermis is also single layered, and both this upper epidermis and lower epidermis is a protective in function. But this lower epidermis is get interrupted because of the sunken stomata. Now sunken stomata, that means they are developed in the pit. Now presence of this cuticle and sunken stomata both are the neuropathic characters, they are found in the cycles also. Now, in between this upper and lower epidermis, there is the mesophyll tissue. But here in this cycles, this mesophyll tissue is get differentiated into the two different layers, into the two different parts. Now, the mesophyll tissue, which is below the upper epidermis, is called as the palisade. So, this is the palisade tissue. It is a chlorine chromatous in nature. It performs the function of a photosynthesis. Now, just above the lower epidermis, there is another kind of a tissue, mesophyll tissue, and it is called as the spongy tissue. So, this is the spongy tissue. It also performs the function of a photosynthesis, and it also stores the food material. Now, this is about the mesophyll tissue. But just below the upper epidermis, there is another layer, and that layer is called as the hypodermis. So, this is the hypodermis. Here, cells are thick-walled, they are compactly arranged, they are lignified, and they give the mechanical support to this leaflet. Now, from upper epidermis, everywhere there is the hypodermis. But from lower surface, only in the midrib region, there is the hypodermal region is getting developed. That means the mechanical support is here. Now, at the center, there is the vascular bundle. Now, this is the vascular bundle, and it has the xylem and phloem. Now, this is the metaxylem toward the upper surface and protoxylem toward the lower surface. That means it is at the center. Now, this xylem is again getting divided into the two different parts. That means this is the centrifugal xylem and this is the centripetal xylem. Now, in between this xylem and phloem, there is the cambium. So, the type of vascular bundle is conjoined, collateral, and open. Conjoined, that means when both the xylem and phloem are developed in one and the same vascular bundle, then it is called as the conjoined. Collateral, that means when both the xylem and phloem, they lie side by side, then it is called as the collateral. And if the cambium ring is present or cambium strip is present in between the xylem and phloem, then it is called as the open. So here there is a conjoined, collateral, open type of the vascular bundle. Now, from vascular bundle toward the periphery, there is another layer which is again protective, and that layer is called as the bundle sheath. So here there is the bundle sheath layer. Now, from a bundle sheath, another type of a tissue is there, and that tissue is called as the transfusion tissue. This transfusion tissue is important for the conduction of water, mineral, food material, etc. So, thank you.